Welcome to the deep dive, where we really try to cut through the noise and pull out those key bits of knowledge for you.
Get you informed fast.
Exactly. With maybe a few surprising facts and hopefully enough interest to keep you listening. Today we're diving into something pretty fascinating. Sneaky chess strategies. These are tactics that, well, they might just change how you see the board.
And maybe even challenges beyond the board, too.
That's right. Now, a lot of the great insights for this deep dive, they come from places like Mind Expansion Daily.
Really good stuff over there.
It is. It's fantastic for, well, just like it sounds, expanding your mind, getting fresh takes on things.
Definitely recommend checking them out.
Yeah, absolutely. If you find this deep dive useful, please do like and subscribe to Mind Expansion Daily. You'll get more great content like this.
And if you like what we're doing here.
Oh, right. If you appreciate the deep dive and want to support us, you can always buy us a coffee.
Keeps the lights on.
It does. The link's right down there in the description. Okay, so let's get into this. Chess. It's not just cold logic, is it?
Not at all. It's deeply psychological. What's really fascinating here is how these sneaky strategies aren't just about pure calculation.
Right.
They're designed to mess with your opponent's head, to disrupt their expectations.
The calculation is still key, obviously.
Absolutely crucial. But that human element, the cunning, the surprise, maybe a bit of psychological pressure, that can completely change the game's flow.
Okay.
So, our mission today is to show you how some specific tactics can be total game changers. Not just because they're technically sound, but because they catch people completely off guard, often by exploiting just one little oversight.
Outsmarting the person, not just the pieces.
Exactly. You're playing the player, too.
That's a really key distinction. It makes you wonder how much of it is calculation versus just reading the room, reading your opponent.
It's a great question. And honestly, it's both. The calculation have to be spot on, or you're just throwing away pieces.
Right, you can't just bluff entirely.
No way.
Yeah.
But sensing that your opponent is maybe getting a bit comfortable, or maybe they're not focused, or they have a blind spot for a certain kind of threat.
Okay.
That's where the art comes in. If they're just playing automatically, that's your moment.
I get it. And that leads right into one of the biggest traps players fall into, predictability. Have you ever had that feeling like your opponent just knows your next move almost before you do?
Oh, yeah. It's awful.
It's so frustrating, right? If you keep using the same openings, the same patterns.
Especially against someone experienced.
Yeah, they start to see it coming a mile away. They anticipate, they counter, and suddenly your go-to moves are working against you.
Or get unpredictable. An open book.
Exactly.
And you've nailed the core problem there. Predictability, it's not just about losing a move here or there.
It's more than that.
It's about losing confidence. Losing control of the psychological battle. When your opponent thinks they know what you're going to do.
They get confident.
Right. Their confidence shoots up. They play faster, looser, more freely. But then you hit them with a well-timed surprise.
Something they didn't expect.
Exactly. And bam! Suddenly their confidence shatters. They have to stop, rethink, often under pressure.
And that's when mistakes happen.
That's often when mistakes happen. And that's the beauty of these sneaky tactics. They exploit common blind spots. They turn what looks safe
into a trap.
Into a dangerous trap, creating chaos where they expected order.
Okay, so predictability is the enemy. How do you actually engineer unpredictability? Sometimes, I guess, you just have to throw a wrench in their plans.
Or maybe a tactical grenade.
Exactly. Yeah. Which brings us to our first really bold, sneaky strategy. The fried liver attack.
Oh, the fried liver. Classic.
This one is definitely not for the timid.
Yeah, you need some nerve.
You're sacrificing a piece, usually a knight, very early on, to put just brutal pressure on their position, especially their king.
It often comes out of the two knights' defense.
Right. So after some standard opening moves like 1, e4, e5-2, nf3, nc6-3, bc4, nf6-4, ng5, d5-5, nxd5, nxd5, then comes the shocker. 6, nxf7.
Bam. Knight takes pawn on f7.
Your knight just dives deep into their territory.
Yeah.
Right onto f7. And immediately it forks the queen and the rook.
Attacks both at once.
Yeah. And more importantly, it rips open the protection around black's king. It's like,
like tossing a firecracker into a quiet room.
Yeah, like a fox in a hen house, scattering everything.
Totally. And the genius isn't just the sacrifice, it's what you get for it. You trade that knight for this overwhelming positional advantage.
The king is exposed.
Totally exposed. Black's development is shattered. After black takes the knight, which they almost have to do with 6k7.
Then comes the follow-up.
Right plays 7, qf3 plus wardo check. The king has to move again, usually to a terrible square. Black's pieces are stuck.
And that name, fried liver, it
Yes.
sounds brutal.
It reflects the pressure. Black's position can just collapse if they aren't incredibly careful. Timing is everything here.
Needs the right moment.
Absolutely. It works best when Black's pieces are sort of clumsy, uncoordinated, before they've really gotten set up.
You mentioned it takes nerve. But isn't there a huge risk? I mean, you're down a piece early on. What if they defend perfectly?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? It absolutely can backfire.
Oh, it's not just about being bold. It's got to be calculated.
Precisely. You need immense confidence, yes, but even more, you need sharp calculation. You have to see the follow-up clearly.
It's not just the shock move.
No, it's the planned, devastating continuation. That's why practice is key. Set it up on a board or use an engine.
Play through the lines.
Yeah. See how Black might try to defend, maybe with 6qe7 instead of taking, or even earlier, playing 5-mana to avoid the whole thing.
Okay.
Black has options, but they require precision. One slip, and it can still be checkmate very quickly. Aggressive players love it for that shock value.
But the calculation makes it work.
Exactly. It's all about tempo and king safety over just counting pieces.
Okay, so the fried liver is immediate, intense pressure, but you said not all sneaky tactics are like hammers. Some are more like hidden daggers.
More insidious, like getting a gift that seems amazing.
They're good to be true.
Because it is. And that brings us to the Greek gift sacrifice.
The Greek gift, like the Trojan horse.
Exactly like the Trojan horse. You offer a piece, usually it's a bishop, as this seemingly harmless gift.
But it hides a trap.
A deadly one. Specifically, it often involves sacrificing a bishop right on the h7 square if Black has castled kingside, or h2 for white if the roles are reversed.
Okay.
That sacrifice reveals a powerful attack, checks the king immediately, and often starts a chain reaction.
When does this usually happen?
Often when Black has castled kingside and white has a bishop lined up on that long diagonal, like from d3 aiming at h7.
Got it. So the move might be like bx7 plus.
Yep. Bishop takes h7, check. If Black accepts the gift, and it's tempting with king's x7,
And the trap springs?
white plays any 5 plus x, check again with a knight. Now the king is forced out into the open, usually to g6 or h6.
And then more pieces pile on.
Exactly. A whole cascade of checks often follows, leading to mate or winning a lot of material back, plus interest. You're luring the king out, then pouncing.
Like the Greeks bursting out of the horse?
Precisely. And what's fascinating here, again, is that balance. Sacrifice, but with follow-up power ready to go.
So you need backup.
Absolutely. It works best when the king doesn't have many defenders nearby, and you have pieces like a queen or another knight ready to jump into the attack immediately.
It's not just giving up a piece randomly.
No, it's a strategic gamble. You're opening a direct line to the king, forcing a fight right now. Sometimes giving up a piece is the fastest way to win.
But if you miscalculate?
Oof. Yeah. Then you're just down a bishop for nothing. Precision is absolutely vital.
How do you get good at spotting it? Or playing it?
Study games where it's been played successfully. See how the attacker made sure they had enough firepower. And practice. Use an engine. Test your follow-up moves.
Build that intuition.
Exactly. It's like a magic trick. But you need to know exactly how it works before you try it on stage.
Okay, so we've had the bold sacrifice, the deceptive gift, both disrupting the opponent's sense of safety. And speaking of safety, or maybe the lack of it, let's talk about our third sneaky strategy, the back rank mate.
Ah, the classic back rank. So common, yet so deadly.
This one feels almost fundamental, but it catches so many people. It's pure genius because it exploits such a common oversight.
Yep. Forgetting about your own king's safety.
Exactly. So the back rank mate is when you use a heavy piece, like a rook or queen, to checkmate the opponent's king right against the edge of the board.
The 8th rank for Black or the 1st rank for White.
Right. And the king has absolutely no escape squares. It's trapped. The oversight is players just forget. They forget to make luft.
Luft, German for air, an escape square?
Yeah, like pushing one of the pawns in front of the castled king, say g6 or h6, just one square forward.
So the king can step up if needed.
Right. But people get focused on attacking. They move their rooks off the back rank.
And leave it wide open.
Exactly. If Black's pawns are still on g7, h7, f7, blocking escape, and their rook moves away, one check along that 8th rank with your rook or queen.
And it's often game over. Instantly.
Just like that. Boxing the king in, nowhere to run, no piece to block. It's a harsh reminder to mind your defenses.
It really is.
Eh.
It's such a fundamental pattern, highlighting that need for constant vigilance. A seemingly strong position can just evaporate if you neglect that basic safety principle.
How do you set it up?
Well, you're often looking to control open files with your rooks or queen. Get them lined up, aiming down towards that back rank.
And then you just wait for the opportunity.
You watch for that moment of carelessness when they move their own defender off the back rank. It really embodies exploiting a single mistake.
Any famous examples come to mind?
Well, while maybe not a pure back rank mate in the simplest sense, the spirit of these kinds of shocking position-exploding tactics is perfectly captured in the Immortal game.
Ah, Anderson versus Kieseritzky, 1851.
That's the one. Anderson just threw pieces at his opponent bishops.
Yeah.
Books.
Sacrificing like crazy.
Exactly. All to expose Kieseritzky's king and drive it into a mating net, finishing with just minor pieces. It wasn't a simple back rank check, but
It shows how unexpected moves can just shatter a defense.
absolutely. It demonstrates how sacrifices, even seemingly outrageous ones, can create unstoppable attacks by forcing the king into a corner it can't escape. Studying that game gives you incredible insight into setting up these decisive blows.
Wow, the Immortal game. It really does sound, well, immortal in its audacity. What makes it stand out so much, even today?
I think it's the sheer boldness of giving up so much material, not for a guaranteed win, but for an attack, for initiative.
Trusting the attack over the piece count.
Precisely, and then following through with such accuracy that the opponent, even though they're way up in material, is helpless. It's a masterclass in king hunt and initiative.
Fascinating stuff. Okay, so we've got the fried liver, the Greek gift, the back rank mate. 3 pretty potent weapons.
The only tools for the toolbox.
But just knowing them isn't enough, right? How do you actually start using these in your games? Make them work for you.
Good question. It takes practice and understanding.
So first step, I guess, is know the setups. Like, know that the fried liver often pops up from the Italian game or 2 knights.
Right. Recognize the patterns where they might occur. Second, you absolutely have to read your opponent.
Look for signs.
Yeah. Are they distracted, a bit too confident? Are they playing quickly, maybe getting a bit sloppy, leaving their king a little vulnerable? That's when these tactics bite hardest.
Okay. And third,
Calculation. This is huge. Before you sacrifice that knight or bishop,
you gotta look ahead.
you must calculate at least 3 moves deep, preferably more. See the follow-up? Ensure it's powerful. Use an engine later to check your lines. Learn where you went wrong if it didn't work.
Don't just hope it works out.
No way. And remember, even these tactics can get predictable if you always go for them. Mix it up. Keep your opponent guessing.
Right. Keep yourself from being predictable.
Exactly. And finally, study the greats. We mentioned Anderson, but look at games by Mikhail Tal, the magician from Riga, or Garry Kasparov, tactical geniuses who thrived on surprise.
So what does this all boil down to for your game listening out there?
It means you're shifting gears. You're not just shuffling pieces based on principles. You're actively looking for ways to disrupt, to surprise, to play mind games.
Forcing them to react under pressure.
Exactly. And that leads us beyond the board, doesn't it?
Yeah, these aren't just chess lessons.
Not at all. Think about life. Predictability in your career and projects, even relationships. It can lead to stagnation, right?
Missed opportunities.
Getting stuck in a rut.
Exactly. But embracing the unexpected, being willing to make a surprising move now and then, that trains your mind. Creative thinking, anticipating what others might do.
Seizing those small windows of opportunity.
Right. Think about the parallels. The fried liver, it's like taking a calculated risk, maybe investing time or resources up front.
Hoping for a bigger payoff. If your follow-through plan is solid, yeah. The Greek gift. That's like smart negotiation, maybe conceding a small point.
To gain a bigger strategic advantage they didn't see coming.
And the back rank mate. That's a constant reminder. Always have a backup plan. Always protect your king, whatever that represents, your core security, your reputation.
Don't get caught off guard.
Never take your safety for granted. Which really raises a question, doesn't it? How can you apply this kind of strategic, sometimes sneaky thinking in your own life? Where might a surprise move unlock something?
What seemingly safe position might actually be vulnerable?
Exactly. What trap is waiting for a creative solution?
That's a really powerful way to frame it. Chess mirroring life's challenges. So this deep dive into sneaky chess strategies, it really shows that, whether you're just starting out or you've played for years.
These ideas add a whole new layer.
They do. They add excitement depth. They make it less about pure calculation and more about that dynamic battle of wits. Surprise and disruption become your allies. Now, we'd genuinely love to hear from you. What are your thoughts? Do you agree with our take on these tactics? Disagree?
Have you used them
Yeah.
or been beaten by them?
Yeah. Ever pulled off a fried liver? Or maybe fallen for a Greek gift? Leave a comment below, share your stories.
We read them all.
We do. And also, tell us where you're listening from. We're really trying to see where this deep dive reaches around the world.
It's fascinating to know, so drop your location in the comments too.
Please do.
And maybe just a final thought to leave you with.
Yeah.
Consider how often in life, just like on the chessboard, the really elegant solution, the decisive win, it doesn't always come from just pushing harder.
But from that unexpected angle.
Right. That moment of insight, that calculated, maybe even slightly sneaky move that changes everything. What seemingly safe part of your life might be waiting for that kind of creative disruption.
Something to chew on.
Definitely. Thanks everyone for joining us on this deep dive into the sneaky side of chess.